Hey everybody, welcome once again to Formula for Success live training, and apologies there for the last couple of minute delays. There's been a lot of people coming up from all over the world. Again, this has been one of our most popular trainings of this year, especially maybe even of last year. So great to see that, because this is something I'm super passionate about. So I'm just there trying to do some last minute notifications here. For some reason Facebook isn't allowing me to post. If any of you guys would post for me, it'd be great. Just let people know it's starting and give the registration link. That would be fantastic. Really would appreciate that first, because for some reason there's some problem with Facebook. It's not allowing me to post, saying problem updating status, try again in a few minutes. So again, I don't want to be waiting too long because I want to get this thing going. Also, happy Paddy's Day to all my Irish friends all over the world. Again, I can see loads of you on, so not every Irish person's out getting drunk as a stereotype goes. Hope you've had a wonderful Paddy's Day and enjoyed it with your family, whether you've been parades, whether it's been just family dinners, whether you have gone for a few drinks, or maybe you've been out partying. Who knows? Whatever you've been up to, I hope it's been great. And for those non-Irish out there, I'm sure you've probably joined the celebrations as well. Quick message here. Just type in where you're from. So just message me where you're from, so I can see here, just while we're getting started, just allow some more people to get on, because like I said, there's people coming on from everywhere. So I want to just make sure to give them another minute or two. Just going to try doing this post again, but it doesn't seem to be working. Nope. Alright, so as I said, type into the chat box, where are you from? Okay, California, Arizona, Daniel from Ireland, welcome Daniel. Kazi from London, great to see you on again, Kazi. Or Kaz, maybe you prefer Kaz, let me know again what you prefer. I see Margie's on from Florida, isn't that right Margie, you're from Florida? See some new people on as well, especially new people, let me know where you're from. You're just going down through all the names, again we have a couple of hundred people on here, so just having a quick look through here. Daniel, you prefer being called Danny, cool. I know that now, so it's good to know it. Alright guys, okay good, just keep typing in where you're from. Again, it's good just to kind of build up an acquaintance here, so again we can get to know each other more. So let me just get this opened up here. So you can see here my Go Vegan Grow page. Okay, I hope you're all members of this page. If you're not, make sure you check it out on Facebook, and I've posted loads of great information on it every single day. Alright, let's go to here. So alright, so let's get cracking. Throughout the whole presentation, as ever, type in questions. Okay, any questions you have, type them in, because remember, I'm here to help you in every way I possibly can. Okay, so what I do quickly, first of all, is to share a little bit about my story. Okay, so why am I even doing this presentation? So let's just bring this up here. My story. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name's Dave Sheahan. I'm from Ireland. I'm 37 years of age, if it matters, and I've spent my whole life basically, well, the last 19 years especially, in the health and fitness and wellness industry. And I wasn't always an advocate of plant-based lifestyle. I was very much the opposite, because you know, when I started out, I was bodybuilding, and that meant lots of meat, lots of chicken, lots of fish, lots of whey protein, lots of creatine, lots of all kinds of supplements. And my diet was very much plant or meat based and very much dairy based, and that was what was supposedly normal, what was supposed to happen. And I lived that life, and I went into other sports, and also went into them marathons and triathlons, and still I lived pretty much a similar lifestyle. When my wife then went vegan, she had been vegetarian all her life, but all her life from a young age, from about 5 or 6 I think it was, but then she went vegan 11 years ago, and I thought it was crazy, a fad, you know, just one of these diets, one of these crazes, one of these short-lived things. I was expecting it to explode and, you know, lead to bad health. Didn't happen. Didn't take too much notice of that, but what I really took notice of was when her son was born 9.5 years ago, and I was told he's been raised vegan. And not only I, but my family thought this is the craziest thing of all times, that he's going to be sick, it's going to be disastrous, he'd end up in hospital all the time. You know, anyone else relate to this. Anyone have had similar experiences? But that's where I was at and thought this is crazy. But watching him and his growth and his cognition and just his overall development made me think maybe there is something to this. And at the time, as I said, I was consuming lots of meat and dairy and chicken and fish, and living what's considered a normal lifestyle by most people. But as I started to research it, started to educate myself, I started to look into it more and more. The more my eyes were open to the reality, and that's where eventually, 7 years later, January 2012, I adopted a plant-based vegan lifestyle 100%, and I've been doing it since, and that's over 3 years now. So, I've gone through my own journey, I've had my own reasons, and this is where I want to educate you and anyone else who happens to come across this presentation ever or attends future ones, educate you on why I personally believe everyone needs to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle. It's not just about for ourselves and our health and for vanity and how we look, but also for animals and for the planet. And initially, it was my own selfish reasons. It was how I looked. From what I researched, I would go to train. I was going to get leaner faster by being plant-based, and I was also going to perform better in my training. And that has always been the most important thing to me in my career. How fast can I recover? What can help me recover? I'm always looking for new angles. However, the more I researched, the more I looked into it, the more I lived the lifestyle, the more animals became more important to me, and even now in the last couple of years especially, the planet, as I've learned more again about the planet and the danger it's actually in. So there are three kind of reasons. If you're already plant-based, you have your own reasons. If you're considering it, again, you have reasons, and after this presentation, hopefully you'll have more reasons. But as I said, that was it for me. And total disclosure, initially was purely just about me myself, how I looked, how I felt, how my recovery was going to be in my performance. But it has moved on to being about animals and the planet hugely. And that's why, as well, I've set up Go Vegan Grow, which I showed you and I have on the screen right now. It's my Facebook page, I've got YouTube channels, I've got a website and blogs, all this, loads of free videos and information. And it's so that I can help to educate and support people like you in adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle, or supporting you to, if you already have adopted one. So a question I want to ask you right now is, are you plant-based right now? Are you vegetarian? Maybe you're raw. Maybe you're a massive, massive meat eater. I want to get a grip on where you guys are. So if you just type into the chat box for me, what are your eating habits right now? So it says like that: meat eater, vegetarian, vegan, raw. Let's look at those different options. Just type into the chat box for me so I can see. To get an idea of where people are at. Quite a lot of meat eaters I see, which is great. That's the audience I want in this, really, to be honest. Doesn't mean I don't want vegetarians, vegans, of course I do, but you have an idea of why I do what I do. Okay, a couple of veggies. Anyway, again, guys, the more interaction you give, the more again I'll interact with you as well. Again, this is very interactive. Like my trainings are about interaction. So again, the more you interact, the more you're going to get out of this. Okay, what's this? Kazi, mostly veg, occasionally meat if organic. Okay, if you're going to eat meat, that'll be one thing. At least make sure it's better. All right. Okay. Right. So we've got I suppose we've got about what, 70–80% meat eaters, and rest then veggie, vegan. A couple of vegans, mainly veg. Okay. Cool. Now what I want to ask you is, what are your reasons for being on it? Why are you here? Why have you come on this presentation? Like, what are you hoping to learn? Or, is it just curiosity, or what is it? So type into the chat box again for me. So why are you here? So type in the chat box for me. What are your reasons? Okay, let's see, I'm just going to type in as they come in. Just get to see this on the screen. Let me just make sure again. Let me know if there's ever a time you can't see things. Need more energy, heard, plant-based good for energy. Alright, great. What else we got here? Okay, good one, Kazi. It's all about education, guys. That's what's really key. The more you can learn, the better. Okay, that's crucial about anything really, not just about plant-based living. Let's see, what other reason you got, guys? Keep interacting. Remember, the more you interact, the better it's going to be. Okay, the more we're going to get out of it. Let me see. Danny is saying here, it's wrong to kill animals for human consumption. Politicians are happy with increasing prices of beef. Totally disagree with that. Revolution big time. Okay, so Danny, I assume you are open to moving to more plant-based lifestyle. Is that correct? I'm going to put in here corruption of government, food industry, and eager for info on adopting the lifestyle. That be correct, Danny? Alright, great. Okay, so Danny is looking to move towards this direction. Okay, great. And that's all I want. Like, guys, what I'll be open with you with this is about informing you. Okay, I want you to make informed decisions. So this isn't a case of me just like bashing with information about why you should go vegan or plant-based. That's not the way I work. Yeah, I work on educating you, and it's up to you then to make an informed decision. When you feel you've got enough information to make an informed decision, that's when I feel I've my job done. Should you decide you don't want to go plant-based, I can't do any more. Again, I've done my part, and that's your decision, and I respect that. But if you don't know what the reality of what's going on out there, then it's very hard for you to make a proper decision, and that's my role here, is to help you to make that decision. Again, type in the chat box, guys. See a chat or question box. If it's your first time on, like Deb, I see that you're putting your hand up there. You'll see on your control panel there's an audio and there's a chat box, or question box might be called. Click the plus sign and then type in your question there, okay? So anytime you have questions, just type in there. Okay, so we've got various different reasons. Let's see what other kind of ones we got here. Find out why vegan is sexy. Okay. So that was what grabbed you, so the word sexy, I presume. Okay, good stuff. To improve health. Alright, good. So getting more reasons, guys. Type them in. Let's get a drop of water while you're doing it. You want to keep firing them in, guys. The more, again, interaction, the better. So whatever your reasons are, what are the reasons you're here? So far we've got curiosity about plant-based lifestyle. So again, basically to learn more about it. Need more energy. Heard plant-based is good for energy. Learn more about plant-based living. Corruption of government's food industry, and eager for info on adopting the lifestyle. Find out why vegan is sexy now. Improve health. Anything else? Any other reasons? There's been lots of other messages typed into the chat box and question box, but most in repetition of these. Any other answers would be great. Alright, again, go green, 5 reasons why plant-based lifestyle is now sexy. Alright, so again, here one's put in here, okay? I want to just go up to here. So if you look at, why it's sexy now, right? So if you look at, even just look at celebrity world again, I'm not a big fan of using celebrity endorsements all the time, but it does help. It does show that there's things changing. The problem is that many people do use it as a fad. That's the big problem. It is just a fad. It is just a diet. So that's where with celebrities you can take a certain bit of notice, but not a huge amount. But it's different with athletes. When you see athletes adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle, that's where you take a lot of notice. Because again, it's like with me, when my reasons for going vegan, it was because of my training. They do anything they can to improve their training, okay, and improve their performance, improve recovery, improve their success. So we look at different vegans here, like Woody Harrelson's a big one. He's been one for a long, long time. Mike Tyson, again, recent. I know Russell Brand is, I don't think he's vegan yet, but he's considering it. He's close to it. These are the kind of guys that matter. Say like this guy here, David Carter, NFL defensive lineman. Now, if you look at NFL in generally, it's seen again as like, big guys, 20-stone guys, need lots of muscle, need lots of protein, so they must have to consume lots of meat. There's no other way. Lots of supplement shakes and everything. But as he says here, being vegan is not only the most efficient way to be full body strong, it's also the most humane. everyone wins. And there's more and more athletes that are adopting plant-based vegan lifestyle, which is great to see, and really is adding weight to the argument for moving this way. Even people like Bill Clinton, again, he went through some major health issues, and now he's a big advocate of plant-based living. Steve-O from Jackass, if you know of him. Let's see, this guy. Do I know who this guy is? He's a vegan bodybuilder. So let's see what he says. I became vegan because I wanted to reduce as much as possible my involvement in the exploitation of animals. So this is going on what Danny was saying earlier on. For me it is that I don't feel my needs are more important than the suffering of an animal. I've seen a lot of suffering both towards humans and non-human animals, and the decision to become vegan was a step towards helping heal some of it. Alright, great. Let me see if you've got any others here. This Robert Cheek actually is a vegan bodybuilder. Check out veganbodybuilder.com, that's his company. This guy is the strongest man in the world, a guy from Germany. Germany's strongest man, still there, Patrick Baboumian. I met this guy at Veg Fest in London last year, and he is absolutely massive. He is absolutely gigantic, and he eats only plants. He's a vegan strongest man, which is pretty impressive. Danny's saying here, the paradigm is people seeing it as normal to eat meat. For some reason I see something wrong. Yeah, again, it's just your eyes are starting to open up to the reality. And I'm sure for many of you who are on this, that's why you're here. You feel there's something wrong with your meat consumption, and you want to kind of find out why, maybe get convinced of why you need to stop it. And that's why I hope that I'm going to share with you on this presentation. The exploitation is wrong, but even more so, like if you take away, this is what I always say to people, if you take away any arguments towards it, whether we should or shouldn't eat animals and ethical reasons and all that, just the way that meat is produced these days, so it's all factory farms. Greed is rampant in the food industry and dairy industry, so animals are pumped full of every kind of hormone, antibiotics and everything to make them grow faster, make them get milked faster, produce more milk faster, produce more calves than they normally would. The lifespan of a cow is dramatically decreased, and it's because they're basically worn out. It's like driving a car into the ground. But if you take all of that, just because of that, and even with the desperate way that they're killed in the abattoirs, and the stress is put on all the other animals watching or knowingly waiting in line to get slaughtered, the amount of cortisol releases, another thing is put into the body. So when we consume meat, we're not only consuming the meat, but also producing or consuming cortisol from the stress that they go through. We're also consuming the antibiotics. We're also consuming all the hormones. This is why, for instance, most people have become immune to antibiotics because they're consuming so much of it in their food. Also, hormones. Look how many guys, for instance, are ending up with moobs or becoming more feminine or having more fatty deposits than before. Again, it's because of the whole hormone balance is all over the place. Look at all the conditions that there are, all the diseases, all the ailments that people go through, all the pains that people have these days, the increases in asthma, cancer, and everything that's out there. It's all coming down to the pesticides and chemicals and hormones and antibiotics that's being put into our bodies from the food that we're eating. So just from that standpoint alone, that's a reason to give up meat completely, give up dairy, give up all animal-based foods, apart from the whole ethical reasons. Does that make sense to everybody? If you can just type in if it makes sense. Just want to be clear on it. As I said, engage as much as you can here now, guys. Alright, so as I said, just putting in some famous people, Joaquin Phoenix. Let me see who else we got here. You see a few different athletes, a few different stars. Again, some of these I know will pop up and they're not actually vegan, they might be vegetarian. Okay, so let's see, so that's that screen. I think Pamela Anderson is one. Actually, that was one I wanted to show you. That's famous vegetarian, no? Then you go back again. There's one that I wanted to show. If I can find it. Alright, doesn't matter. Alright, you get the idea anyway, that basically it's growing and growing all the time, okay? And this is why I'm passionate about spreading this word and educating people and adopting this lifestyle, because it's made a huge difference to me. It's made my difference to my health, my energy, my immune system, and also, you know, to even things like skin, and especially now my performance. Okay, my performance, my training, my recovery, and my training has been just phenomenal. All right, so let's go, because I want you guys to interact here and think. Okay, so let's see, what do you think are reasons for adopting plant-based lifestyle? Okay, it's not going to be a repetition of the first point there for you here, but you can fire them into the question box there. What kind of reasons do you think there are? I think it's some there. Type into the chat box for me. So type in some reasons there. What benefits do you think there are to having a plant-based lifestyle? Now, why do I say there's 5 reasons? Like, there's loads and loads of reasons, but why do I say 5? What are the 5? So you can type them in. Okay, help the planet. Very good. Just going to type these in here. Good, the planet is a disaster at the moment. Let's put this in here. Pollution, environmental damage, rainforests, ecosystem, what's the word, endangered species. Like, the thing is, remember, every living being on this planet has a purpose, and each one has a purpose towards the other. And when you disrupt the whole nature and the whole ecosystem, then you're asking for trouble. Okay, someone asking here about fat loss. It increases your fat loss dramatically. Okay. Also helps you to get leaner. And most importantly, helps you to maintain easier as well. Okay, so when you get lean from adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle, you will maintain it much easier. And that means belly fat disappears fast. Big reason for belly fat, of course, is fat from the way you're eating, the way you're consuming, and the types of food you're consuming. But also, let me just bring up the screen again for you. It's a lot to do with the hormones. Has a big impact from hormones. Belly fat. A lot of it's false fat, and also cortisol. Like, a big difference in the world these days is stress. Look at the stress that you were going through most days. Look at the stress that most people are going through. You know, there's hardly anyone that doesn't have stress to some degree, whether it be at home, whether it be at work, even just driving or going around. There's stress. There's all stress everywhere. People are basically stress balls. So when you get stressed, you naturally release cortisol. That's like a defense hormone your body releases. And cortisol then leads to fat storage. That's why when people are super stressed, they tend to get heavier. They haven't necessarily eaten a lot of food. They haven't necessarily done a lot of comfort eating, but they put on fat as a result of the cortisol release. So, you know, this is why it's important for us to control stress. Because stress is an absolute killer in so many ways. Like, it literally is a killer. But even just things like your body shape, the way it causes fat storage is incredible. And as well, look at dairy. Dairy is a big reason why people have fat in their bodies and why they struggle to get rid of that last bit. Because, you know, do you know why dairy, what dairy is, why it's produced? Why is it produced by the cow? Like, why is it produced? Go and type it in for me. Why does the cow produce milk? That's right, again, for its calf. Exactly, just for its calf. Now, if you look at a human and breast milk, okay, so breast milk, it's produced for the baby. What's it for? It's to help the baby to develop, its bones to develop, its body to develop, its brain to develop. This is all what the breast milk is created for. Same with a cow and its breast milk. It's for the calf. But it's for the calf to go from 200 pounds to 2,000 pounds, sometimes within 6 to 12 months. Especially these days, with the way the cows are being forced to produce milk. excuse me. So it's for massive weight gain. And we as humans produce the enzymes renin and lactase from the age of birth up to 2 or 3 years of age, breastfeeding age, because it's what is needed to break down the enzymes that are, or break down what's inside in the breast milk. And this is why when we consume the milk of other species, we can't break it down. So what happens is it leads to toxicity in the body. It leads to the body storing a lot, causing excess fat storage. Then you've got all the hormones and everything that's in it then as well. So we're just not designed for it. After the age of 2 or 3, we are the only species on the planet who consumes the milk of another species. We're the only animal on the planet. That's crazy. That says a lot of what's wrong with it. Okay, but I want to show you this image. Look at this image here. Again, this is a very normal image. Okay, but how about this one? How normal does that look to you? Because this is in essence what we're doing. Alright? We're breastfeeding off another species. Like, we don't go after elephants and gorillas, but we go after cows. In reality, there's no real difference. It's still the milk of another species. Okay? So I presume that image is a bit shocking for you. But again, this is reality. This is the reality of what's going on. So it's important for us to change our habits and change our ways. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense to everyone about in terms of the dairy and why it causes weight gain? Once again, I've typed it into the chat box for me so again I can know that you're clear on it. Remember, these are trainings. These are for me to educate you so you're clear on all of this information. This is what's most important for me. I want you to be clear. Yeah, most people don't know about milk, Danny. Remember, the whole thing is the food industry and the dairy industry, they're billion, trillion-dollar industries. And the reality is they're not interested in your health. Not at all. They bring out products that are angled towards your health, whether it be fat-free, sugar-free, Weight Watcher type, whatever it might be. That's only to serve a demand. It's only to serve marketing. Behind it all, it's what will make the most money. And dairy is huge. It's like the supplements industry and whey protein products, and the way now whey is being used as an ingredient in so many conventional products. The reason it's being used is because it's cheaper than what was being used. I've noticed in so many products now they didn't have whey, and now they do. Did you know that whey was a waste product? Basically, when the cows were milked, the top was just thrown away. When someone got the brainwave, I'm not sure when, say 30, 40 years ago, why don't we use this for something? And they started making whey protein. And now whey protein and the whole supplements industry is an absolute billion-dollar industry. It's huge. It seems to be a next trillion-dollar industry. It's growing all the time. So, people are bought into that, and then they're bought into the, what's put out there in the media in terms of all the protein that we need. So we can't get enough from our food, so we need to take it in from supplements. Again, I bought into this when I was in bodybuilding and when I was training a lot. And, when you think about it, it makes no sense. You're eating like a horse when you're training, and you're eating so much food and variety, and you're eating all the chicken and fish and meat that you can get into you. But suppose you still can't get enough in to build the muscle you need and to recover the way you're supposed to. It just doesn't even make sense. How can you not? How did they do it before all these supplements? How did they build up before? Because there was always strong men, strong women. There's always people with muscle. So, they just have us hooked on the brainwashing media, which is what it is. It's just brainwashing us all the time. So the supplement industry is brilliant in terms of it's a brilliant idea, but it's, it's disastrous in terms of your health. And I consume so much I consume so many supplements. I spend 120 euros a week on supplements in the height of, say, my bodybuilding and body transformation type work. That's a lot of money, but that was mainly toxins because it's synthetic supplements. All these things are synthetic. They're man-made. They're not whole food. So what happens is they go into your body can't break it down. And what happens then, it has to hold onto it. It ends up converting a lot of it to fat, or it's just holding it in the body, which is toxic. And that means then that good stuff finds it hard to get out, and bad stuff tends to stay in. So, this is the problem with the whole, supplement industry and all this kind of preservatives and toxins and hormones that we're taking into our bodies. That makes sense to everybody? So from a fat loss point of view, consuming a plant-based lifestyle has a huge impact from a fat loss point of view. There's one thing I noticed massively, that I lost fat around my stomach really, really fast. And I wasn't doing anything else different. I was just consuming clean, healthy, whole food, whole plant foods. And instantly, we're doing nothing else. When I'm training harder, it accelerates. But for my training in general, again, I'm a performance-based athlete now because I do triathlons. Now, the improvement in my speeds is just incredible, in my power, in my strength, in everything. And it's coming because my body is working like a machine. It's working as optimum. Okay? We said about the planet, we said about fat loss, save animals. We need to get more conscious of this. Basically, even if one person consumes like 1 or 2 meals less a week of meat, they're saving millions of animals. Because remember, every meal that you have, it's not that you're killing the cow yourself. You know, that cow and all the meat is taken off it is going to feed a number of people. So it's part of the process. But by you coming out of the process, it's saving millions of animals. There's more food, you know, more food is given to animals on this earth than is to humans. You know, there should be no starvation. Like, this is the whole criminality of the whole thing. Not only are animals being treated horrendously and butchered, and you know, just it's shocking what goes on, but millions and millions of people are dying from starvation around the world. There's no reason for it. There's more than enough food. There are more animals on the world than planet. Did you know that? There's more animals, there's more cows, cattle on the planet than humans. It is pretty crazy. And it's because it's all human greed. Human greed wanting to produce, to create food, to either create the food industry and the dairy industry and this whole merry-go-round. And, you know, no interest in you, no interest in your health or what's best for you. Alright, so we need to do it to end this cycle, and especially ending endangered species. You know, there's so many species that have been wiped out because of what's happened to the planet, to, you know, wipe out rainforests, to grow fields full of corn and soya, because that then is fed to the animals. It's not even fed to us. It's the crazy thing. There should be no hunger anywhere in the world. There's more than enough for everybody. But we're actually giving food, growing food and cutting down rainforests for the animals, to feed the animals. Again, how crazy is that? Alright? So we need to save animals. So we can do so much. This is where I'm so passionate about sharing this information, because, you know, it's crazy what happens to animals, and it's not fair, it's not humane, and we're not even designed to consume them. Like, let me actually pull up a slide here that will show you that and explain that to you. So we're not actually designed to consume animals. So let me show you this slide. So I just want to make sure you can see. Any questions at any stage? Now type them in, guys. So meat eaters have claws, basically humans have no claws. So they have claws naturally to rip things apart. So some animals are designed for consuming other animals. That's just the way nature is. Meat eaters have sharp front teeth for tearing and no flat molars for grinding. Humans have no sharp front teeth but have flat molars. Look at the difference here. Look at the difference between a tiger and a human. Okay, the difference is huge. We're designed to grind on seeds and fruit and things like that. Tigers are designed to rip things apart. Like, if I was to tell you, right, chase that cow out there, chase it down the field, grab it, break its neck, and then start chomping into it, take a big bite out of it. Think you'd be able to? Quite hard. Probably even break your teeth trying to, because we're not designed to rip into flesh like that, whereas a tiger can rip things apart. So this is why we cook our meat. We cook our meat because we can't just pick it up and eat it. We don't have the teeth to do it. Because we can cook it to a level where we can eat it. And also, it's tasteless. It doesn't taste good. But by cooking it and adding sauces and everything, and, you know, sides, we then make it palatable. Okay? So again, this is the reason why people actually say they like meat. When they think about it, they don't actually like meat. They like the sauce that's on it. Meat eaters have intestinal tract that is only 3 times their body length, so that rapidly decaying meat can pass through quickly. We have an intestinal tract that's 10 to 12 times our body length. Just because, again, our food's to digest slower. But when we consume meat, it's decaying inside our body because it's there for so long. Because the temperature inside your body is so much hotter than outside, and that causes meat to decay. Think of when meat is in heat, it decays. That's why we need to keep it in the fridge. Meat eaters have strong hydrochloric acid in stomach to digest meat. Humans' stomach acid is 20 times weaker than that of a meat eater. Again, they're designed to break down the meat. We're not. Meat eaters' salivary glands and mouth not needed to pre-digest grains and fruit. Humans' well-developed salivary glands, which are necessary to pre-digest grains and fruit. Alright, again, that's a couple of reasons, but the biggest one is this one. Look at the difference in the teeth. There's just no comparison. Okay? I said that's a big reason why, that alone is showing you where we're not designed to consume meat. We need to be more plant-based for that reason. Okay? Alright, so I hope that made sense. Any questions, type them in at any stage, okay? Right, so we got these reasons so far: saving animals, for fat loss, help the planet. What other kind of ones have we got? Type them in there for me. Okay, I see what we got there, Debbie. Improve immune system, exactly. So I can tell you from personal experience, the difference in your immune system is incredible. I'll call it impenetrable. That's what it makes it. Again, I had a strong immune system before going plant-based, but mine it's nearly impenetrable, touch wood, okay? Because the key thing with your immune system, it all comes down to your level of antioxidants. Okay, you have to fight free radicals. Free radicals are the bad guys, antioxidants are the good guys. Okay? And you need as much vitamins and minerals in your body as you possibly can. Because the more vitamins and minerals you have, the more you have to fight the bad guys. So I'll put it that way. The simple thing is bad guys versus good guys. So when you have lots of fruits and veg, salad, berries, when they're your main basis of your nutrition plan, and also add to that then like your grains and seeds and stuff like that, and your protein sources, but especially the antioxidant-rich foods, when you're consuming so many of them as you do in a plant-based lifestyle, your immune system is incredible because you're putting in so many nutrients that are designed to help your system. It's like when any clients or people I know get a cold or don't feel well or lacking energy, I always tell them, look, focus all your energy in terms of food on getting smoothies, fresh smoothies and juices into your system. Forget about your typical carbs and proteins and all those things. They're good for you, but they don't serve a purpose right now. Our only goal is to get you healthier, get your immune system up and get you better ASAP. So you need to blast your body with antioxidants. So again, fruit, veg, salad, berries, those kind of foods. So it makes a huge difference to your immune system. And it's even like with stress. As I said earlier, stress is a big part of all of our lives. Stress makes you ill because it brings down your immune system. It's creating lots of free radicals. It's making you less healthy. So it's important for you to counteract the effects of that because there is a level of stress in everybody's life. Okay? So immune system is a big one. It really strengthens up your immune system, which is fantastic. That's a big, big one. Big one I've personally experienced. Like, I can't remember the last time I even had a cold. It's years. I've never felt stronger, and I've done a lot in the last 24 months or so, not just from my training, but from a business point of view, and, have physically been able to put my body through a lot, mentally been able to put my body through a lot, and I still haven't got it. That's because my immune system is so strong, okay? And as I said, if you ever feel something coming on, like a cold or anything, dose yourself up in smoothies, get lots of antioxidants into your body, okay? Fight, prevent, eliminate disease, even cancer. Now that sounds shocking, I'm sure, to many of you, and I'm sure it seems strange to even include that and even make this statement, but this is true. It has happened with many people, but the whole problem is it is not going to get publicized. It will never be publicized that there's people eliminating cancer and diabetes and heart disease and all kinds of conditions by adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle. I know of many of them myself, and I've also looked into research and seen many, whether it be in videos or journals or movies and documentaries and so on. But you can eliminate it. The reason is this. When you consume a plant-based whole food lifestyle, when that's your lifestyle, your body is naturally going to be mainly alkaline. The more alkaline your body is, the more impossible it is for any disease to survive. The reason why diseases are on the rise all the time, why they're rampant at the moment, and in particular cancer, is because most people's bodies and lifestyles are acidic in nature. When you're acidic, disease thrives, and especially cancer. It's like throwing petrol into a fire. So this is why if someone gets cancer, the first thing I say to them is give up dairy, especially because of the casein, which casein really is like petrol to a fire. But give up dairy, give up processed foods, give up animal products, or at least as many of them as you can as possible, because they're all acidic. Even things like all processed foods and sweets and cakes and biscuits and alcohol, they're all acidic too. But the dairy and the meat are massive. So it's really crucial to give up these kind of foods should you get cancer. So if any of your loved ones or friends or contacts get cancer or have cancer, please pass it on to them, because they need to know that information. Okay? So it's basically because you're alkaline when you adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle. That's just naturally what happens. This is why your health is so much better, your immune system is so much better, your body feels better, your energy feels better, you sleep much better. Like even from a sleep point of view, if your body's lacking certain vitamins and minerals, or it's overloaded with toxins, your body finds it hard to sleep. But when you consume a plant-based, whole food, vegan lifestyle, you don't have the same level of toxicity. You don't have the same level of acidity, and this is what makes all the difference. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Okay, great. Danny, just with that, the body needs alkaline foods. Alkaline is what your body needs. It would convert that into an acidic nature, any alkaline-based food to an acidic nature, should it need it. But the only place you need the acid really is in your stomach. Okay, so that's why there's loads of hydrochloric acid in there. So there's more than enough hydrochloric acid in your stomach to kill bacteria and kill infections and kill all that, anything that the body needs. What's important that your blood remains highly alkaline. If your blood slightly changes alkalinity, you're a good chance you're going to die. Okay, so looking again, especially just your body as a whole remaining alkaline, because what happens as well when your body is not alkaline based, the body then draws out the minerals from your bones. So it's leaching calcium from your bones. This is what happens actually with dairy. This is a huge myth that they say out there that the bones and bones need calcium, that you need milk and dairy products to increase your bones, prevent osteoporosis and arthritis and all these things. Complete lies, complete BS, total food industry marketing. That is all that is. Because the reality is, when you consume dairy products, it's highly acidic, it makes your body acidic, and that then means the body has to address this and make it self-alkaline again. How it does is by drawing out the minerals and the calcium out of your bones. So it takes it from itself, which is not meant to. We have very limited resources in our body, in our bones, and our whole structure. We're not meant to take from it. It's like taking from your bank balance and nothing else going back in. So consuming dairy products actually makes your bones weaker, more brittle, and they're a big reason why so many women in particular have arthritis and osteoporosis and all these kind of bone conditions, because their bones are weaker and more brittle from consuming so much dairy, which they basically were conditioned to think was okay, and they need it, more importantly, because of the marketing that's out there. Okay, because the marketing is pretty phenomenal. Alright, does that make sense, everybody? Okay, I'm sure a lot of what I've said so far in this training has been shocking for you, because for most people it is shocking when they hear the reality and hear the truth, because it is shocking and it is pretty crazy. But this is what's real. This is the reality of the world that we live in. And I want you, please, to see the food industry for what it is, and dairy industry, and same with the pharmaceutical industry. All these things, they're disastrous for your health. They have no interest in your health. Okay? They're businesses. There is no reason for disease. All these diseases are lifestyle diseases. We can get rid of cancer and diabetes and heart disease and stroke and all these. We can get rid of asthma. I've had many clients that have had asthma all their lives, and when I got them on a plant-based lifestyle, asthma disappeared, even within weeks, and it never returned. Clients in immense pain, things like fibromyalgia, even things like Parkinsons and ME, conditions like those improved dramatically when adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle. I've seen diabetes reverse. I've seen people kill tumors and survive cancer, all from a plant-based lifestyle. Because it's what we're meant to do. Our bodies are designed to consume plants. We are not designed to consume meat products. Our teeth shows it, our stomach, our hydrochloric acid, our intestinal tract, everything. Our instincts. You don't, for instance, see a dog walk by and go, start salivating and think, God, I'd love to chase that, kill it, and eat it on the spot. It wouldn't even cross your mind. If I put a dead dog on a plate up in front of you right now, you get sick because you associate dogs and cats as pets. But then we see a chunk of beef on our plate and we've lost that connection. We just see a lump of food, but that was a cow. Again, you wouldn't like to see just a dead cow and go eat it. So it's just, this is where the marketing comes in, this is where the conditioning comes in, and this is why it's important that you and everyone else around the world gets educated in the reality of what's going on out there. Okay? Anyone's got any questions on anything that I've shared? Let's see, just want to look through here quickly on your slides. I want to show you. This is one actually. Just look at the screen. So it's just in terms of the hormones. This type of stuff that's happening, like this is a joke, but again, it's real. This is what's happening a lot of guys out there. And it's like women even with HRT and like their menopause, and even puberty is so early these days. Some kids are in puberty like before they even hit 10. Girls growing breasts at like 8 and 9 years of age. It's not meant to happen. I warned you about the hormones and all that meat and dairy you eat, and there is with the nipples. So you know that's against a joke, but it's true. It's serious. It's what's going on out there. Any other questions, guys? Here's a couple of books that you definitely need to check out, okay? If you haven't read these before, T. Colin Campbell, The China Study, and Die for New America, John Robbins. Okay, another book he has, what's it called again? Foodology? Food Revolution. That's an even better book, Food Revolution. Movies you need to watch would be Forks Over Knives would be one, and Earthlings. Again, there are many, but these are ones I would suggest that you'd go to check out. Earthlings is really eye-opening. It is tough enough to watch. It really shows behind the scenes of the food industry and what actually happens. But it's important again to see that, to see the world for what it is, see what is actually going on. So when I adopted, here's a question from Danny. When I adopted a vegan lifestyle, what process did I go through to go from being a meat eater to a plant eater? Biggest thing was education. Okay, that was the biggest thing for me, Danny. I constantly educated myself. I opened up my mind. Remember I said earlier at the start, I was saying about how I was basically beef guzzling, dairy, chicken, fish, whey protein, supplements. I was guzzling them like no tomorrow. And I thought veganism and plant-based living and whole food living was just crazy, just a cult, just something that mad people did, just another fad diet. And it's really cultish especially, because people who adopted it were very passionate about it, and just to me it seemed like a cult. But then I saw my son, and he developed so well, and watched him being reared as a vegan, and I made me look into it, and I educated myself. And this is where I stress to you about education. It's all about education. You need education, but what I didn't have was support. I never had support. I had to go up there and look through everything myself and find things myself and contact people myself. It's tough that way. And it took me a number of years to get to the stage where I could move plant-based, whereas I've had clients who, even overnight sometimes, have moved plant-based, and I've transitioned them in a very easy manner, because it can be quite easy, but you have to know how. This is where the education comes in. This is where support is really, really valuable. But the key thing is keeping your mind open, and moving at the pace that suits you. But the main thing is being aware that you need to, making the decision that you're going to move plant-based, and then taking the necessary steps to go that way. Okay, does that make sense, Dan? And anybody else? And this is where, we've gone through a lot on this presentation, this training. We've gone through a lot of stuff, but there's so much more to go through. I've spent hours and hours and hours going through all that I've found and researched, and resources I've gone through, and stuff that you need to see. And that's why I created Go Vegan Grow. I founded Go Vegan Grow last year, and we've hundreds of members all over the world, and it's a program that has made a huge difference in people's lives all over the world. And I just want to show you here. Just let me go on to this a second, because I would love for you, before I go on to this, who here feels ready to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle? Who here feels ready? Who here wants to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle? Type in the question box there for me. Who's ready? But all you're missing is the support. You're just missing the support. You're missing the education. So who here is ready?
Oh, yeah.
Type in the question box there, the chat box for me. Great. Debbie. Brenda. Great. Tom. Excellent. Brian. Brian from New Zealand. Good stuff. Juan. Joe. Excellent. Okay, can you guys interact here with me? Now make sure you're interacting here as much as you can. As always, it's important to interaction. It's like what I would love to do is I would love to help you to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle, whether you are eating meat like it's going out of fashion, whether you've moved gradually towards that direction over a number of years. If you're like Kazi in London, who, as she said, she's veggie most of the time, but eats meat sometimes. You know, whatever level you're at, if you're already vegan and you want to move, you know, you want help and education and support in adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle and more, then Go Vegan Grow is for you. And this is why I created it. I created it to help people who either are looking to adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle or that they already are vegan but they're finding it difficult. So this is what it includes. Go Vegan Grow program, it will change your life forever because this type of change helps you in every way: energy, immune system, you know, your hair, skin, nails, your training performance, but even immune system, you know, your disease prevention, fighting diseases, ailments, pain, everything. It's just so important to move to plant-based vegan lifestyle, and then you add into it the millions of animals' lives which will be saved, and also the inhumane treatment that will stop or at least decrease. The more we get this information out there, the more people are going to get help. And also saving the planet. The planet is in severe danger. You need to watch the movie Home, H-O-M-E. It shows what we've done to the planet, you know, since 1,000 years ago to now, even in the last 10 years, the difference is phenomenal, and we're destroying it, and it needs to change. It needs to stop. So basically, we've got a monthly members-only coaching call. So I get on with all my members, live call. You get access to recordings if you missed the live one. I get on with my members. I do Q&A. I cover some topics, go through some new recipes. You know, sometimes get expert guests in the area of plant-based living, and you know, really, really valuable call. It helps our members tremendously. 24/7 support, email, Facebook, or any other method. If you have other contact details for us, basically we're there to support you in every way. So you have a question about a product, you have a question about you're going to a restaurant and you don't know what to eat. You want to know where is there to eat in San Francisco, we'll pick. You just have some general query about an ingredient you've seen. You want some recipe ideas. Whatever it might be, you contact us at any stage. You want us to check out your food diary to let you know whether it is vegan, whether there's better alternatives, you know, what you think of it, better advice to help you lose more fat, get more energy, sleep better, and have a stronger immune system. So we do all that as well. And basically, we're giving you clarity on what to buy, what to make, where to buy it. The crazy thing about this is, let me just get this to go back. Oh, I've stopped the video again. Access for this is only $4.99 a month, and that's dollars. $4.99 per month. To get access to a monthly coaching call with me, my time is valuable. 24/7 support, so all the time support. That alone is worth hundreds, because that is what will help you transition. Danny was asking a little while ago about, you know, how did I move to a plant-based vegan lifestyle? It took me years. It took me years of educating myself and looking at the information and trying to work out what was right and what to eat and so on, where to shop, you know, good resources, why I should do it even, educate myself from that point of view. It took me years. You can do this overnight. You can do this over a few weeks. It's constant education. On the member site, there are loads of movies, there's loads of documentaries, there's loads of educational videos, there's hundreds of recipes, there's so many resources there. There's so much there to help you in every way possible. Membership, as I said, is only $4.99 per month. If after 30 days you are not happy with it and you don't want to continue, you know, you can cancel, number one, but also I will give you a refund. I will give you a full refund if you're not happy with what you've experienced as a member of the program. Now, you can't get fairer than that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link to get on board into the chat box. Again, for $4.99, like, you can't go wrong. Again, I've kept this really, really cheap and affordable because I want everyone around the world to get on board with this program. I want to, one, again, help you in educating you and helping you move to a plant-based lifestyle, or to help you if you already are plant-based, but more so, I want to get everyone, millions of people all around the world on it, because then we're going to be making a difference. We're going to cause a shift. You know, people's lives are going to change forever, because when we all start doing a little bit, like the more of us are doing a little bit, the more change is going to happen. Does that make sense to everybody? So I've just put the link there into the chat box, okay? So just click it, go to it, $4.99. As I said, it's an incredible program. It's $4.99 per month. You can't go wrong. And I help you in so many ways, okay? Any questions, guys? Type into the question box. Danny, yeah, exactly right. 100%. And just keep making the change. I'd love to have you on board with this, because you know, I'd love to help you directly to continue your move to this lifestyle. Any other questions, guys, and Nathan? Presentation makes sense? Do you feel that you've learned a lot more? Do you understand a lot more about why you should move to a plant-based lifestyle? You understand now why, you know, even why plant-based living is becoming sexier, and why people, you know, famous people and celebrities are adopting this lifestyle and living it. And even take things like situations like Beyonce open up vegan cafes. There's more vegan restaurants, cafes open up all over the world in many top cities. Even so, I think it was in London, loads more have opened up in the last couple of months. I know here in Liverpool where I live, so many restaurants now have vegan options that never had before. There's more vegan restaurants and cafes opening up where they are just purely vegan, or they're vegetarian with vegan options. So there's more and more choices out there. It's a case of, you know, researching, and that's another thing actually on our site. I've got like a directory of restaurants and cafes in various cities around the world where you can eat. So if you ever want to go with, say, San Francisco, just go to the site, check San Francisco, and it'll give you a list and directions and contact details and Facebook pages of restaurants and cafes and shops and health stores that you can go into. They're all vegan friendly. So it's, again, it's a resource I've put together to help people like you adopt a plant-based vegan lifestyle successfully, because it's important, again, to do it that way, so that, again, it actually works. You want to make sure, again, that you know, live the lifestyle properly, and that you don't become one of these who lives a junk food vegan lifestyle. Again, one of my recent videos was about that. And being junk food vegan, which means you're just eating all junk food and processed foods and unhealthy foods that are vegan, that's not proper at all. That's not going to help you to become healthier, have a strong immune system. That's not doing anything. That's not the right way to do it. We want to focus on whole food, plant-based whole food. That's what you're looking for. Alright? So guys, I put the link into the chat box. I hope to see many of you becoming members. As I said, it's only $4.99. Is it not worth $4.99 a month to improve your health and to move to a plant-based vegan lifestyle? Do you not see it as worth that? Because it surely is. It should be. Because there's nothing more important in your health. Nothing whatsoever more important in your health. As I said, you get the energy, you get better sleep, you get better performance, better recovery, hair, skin, nails are better, longevity, mood. Your brain, remember, consumes 20 to 30% of the calories you eat. So if it's plant-based, it's going to be a lot better than if it's meat-based, and dairy-based, and definitely processed. Alright? So again, we went through various things here. I've put the link again to the chat box if you click. So again, we were interested in finding out about the plant-based lifestyle, learning more, how to get more energy, how to learn about plant-based living and transitioning. You know, motivation was because of the corruption of governments and food industry, and eager to learn more about this lifestyle. I hope you've learned it. Find out why vegan is sexy now, improve health. So I hope I've addressed all these issues and given you the information you need to justify you being on this. In the reasons, we need to help the planet, decrease toxicity, pollution, environmental damage, save the rainforest, save the ecosystem, save endangered species. We need to improve our bodies, getting a lot of the fat in our bodies because of meat, because of the hormones and chemicals and antibiotics that are pumped into animals. And a lot of fat is because of dairy and all that's in that then as well. So you will experience increased fat loss just by consuming a plant-based vegan lifestyle. I can guarantee you within a week you'll be slimmer. I can guarantee it. We need to save the animals. We need to end the cruelty. We need to improve your immune system. We need to make you impenetrable. And we need to fight, prevent, and eliminate disease, even cancer. It's a lifestyle disease. What you put in your mouth has a huge effect on whether you get it or not. Okay, and whether you can prevent it. Remember, acidic lifestyle, that feeds cancer especially. Alright guys, hope that was enjoyable for you. Hope you learned a lot. Keep your feedback coming in. Again, love getting feedback, love hearing if you loved it or not. Love to hear questions, further questions you have. And I hope that has opened your eyes, opened up your mind, and I hope that's given you a thirst for more knowledge to learn more about this lifestyle. Just please go out there and take steps to move in this direction. I hope the step you've taken on this call is to join Go Vegan Grow for $4.99 a month. You won't regret it, and I'm looking forward to working with those of you who've taken action, taken action to improve themselves and invest in themselves, to fast track their success to adopting a plant-based vegan lifestyle. Why guess? Why go through guesswork? Why do like I did for years, trying to convince myself and find out how to do it and where to buy food and what to buy and what to cook? Why go through that when you don't need to, when I've got it there for you on the member site? Alright, so great having you on as always. Keep spreading the word, and look forward to seeing you on again the next time. Take care of yourselves and speak to you soon.